Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, you can go to Patreon, which is $3 a month. So, on the last Let's Play, it seemed like Carl, was acting weird prior, but after getting, attacked by Jenna, he's back to his regular self. And we had a choice of whether to, let James Hendrix's ghost help us or to fight it off. We chose fight it off because hopefully everything will be for the best. Like, I feel like that's a maybe, hey, Carl, have confidence, but it can also go the other way because it's like, he seemed to be helpful. We should probably let him help us, but I don't know. But then we also kind of were getting a little bit intimate. But then we're like, we should probably not do that because Jenna would probably be able to hear us and she isn't happy. And then let's see. Our ankle's quite a bit better. Not perfect, but better. And Carl maybe found something. We'll have to see. Whoa. Reset face. Carl, what happened? Did you find something? At that moment, he turns around and hugs me. It's so enveloping and firm that the air is almost crushed out of me. I grunt and freeze for a moment, and listen to Carl's huff into my chest. He's holding me like I'm something precious, like if he lets go, I'm gonna be swept away somehow. I'm quiet for a few seconds, and then Carl get whatever this is out of his system. My arms are pinned down to my sides anyway, so it's not like I can respond physically. Hey, are you okay? It's a dumb question, because none of us are okay. Carl finally lets go. He turns away from me right away to sit on the bed and put his face in his hands. My shirt is damp, and I look down to see two wet spots where his eyes have been. Tentatively, I sit down next to him at the foot of the bed and put my hands on his back. Hey, what happened? Carl sniffs loudly, wiping his eyes before putting his face back down his hands. The random sighs before finally straightening up to lean back on his hands, looking away from me. I just feel like shit is all. Can I help? I just had a moment. Couldn't breathe. I keep rubbing his back, knowing that there really isn't anything I can do. Panic attack? How come? A lot of things. Carl shivers under my touch. And, I feel like everyone's mad at me. Why? No one's mad at you. Well, Jenna first of all. But I feel like everyone thinks it's my fault, or something. What? Why would any of this be your fault? He's probably right about Jenna, though. It's my house. My great whatever it is. All just my shit. He sniffs. I don't know. Just being alone gets me thinking about this stuff. But how I'm still fucking everything up. Dude, Jenna told us. Fucked up things are happening everywhere. Not just your house. I look around. Which I'm assuming we're still in, maybe? I look back down at Carl. What brought this up? We're all working together to get out of here. Carl wipes his face and sniffs nosily before sitting up straight. I wasn't finding anything, and I started thinking about what would happen if we never do find anything. That's not gonna happen. These things that are doing this are trying to tell us something, right? I don't know about that, man. They seem just as confused and angry as we are. Carl looks at me with threatened eyes. It's like they're fighting too. Yeah, I guess they're having some issues. We need some kind of psychologist here. Carl reaches out and I let him pull me to his side. I don't resist, and Carl chuckles. It's just creepy being up here alone. I fit against him almost perfectly and lay my head against his shoulder. Sorry. For what? I feel like I should be the strong one. Huh. And you've already seen me cry, like, twice. Hey, I don't believe in the strong one type of crap. I rest a hand on Carl's thigh, squeezing it. You're strong for the other person when they need it, and both people will need it eventually. Carl shifts against me, and he laughs nervously. You're talking about us like we're a thing. Are we a thing? Look at what we're doing right now. No, man. It's hard to say when you're stuck in a haunted cabin. I feel him press his nose to my head, inhaling. This place is doing weird things to me. I squeeze his thigh again. Yeah, we can talk about it when we actually get out of here. When the stuff isn't fucking with our heads. So, we are a thing, but just in a ghost dimension? Sure, for now. Want me to suck your uwu? I'm fine with that, for now. He breathes in deeply. You smell good. I snort. What do I smell like? Like the ocean. He hasn't showered for 2 days, probably. The most cleanest thing that happened to him was when he went into the lake several episodes ago. And also, Oscars are musky. Dude, I'm a river otter. Besides, and the river and ocean smell bad. Carl nibbles onto the side of my neck, and I gasp, trying to pull away from him. He pulls me back easily with his superior strength before pushing me back onto the bed, teasing at my neck with a warm nose. Carl, stop! Jenna's gonna be angry. I hiss at him, trying not to burst out laughing. He mumbles against my neck. Hey, I'm just getting back for earlier. I giggle helplessly behind a closed mouth, trying to keep quiet. I can't deny I like this, but Jenna's criticism just minutes earlier has me feeling hesitant. He starts to move lower, but at that moment I hear a metal clang echo up the stairs. We both pause, and Carl's large ears are perked under this beanie. I prop myself up on the elbows and look towards the doorway. I guess we should get back to searching. Yeah. With the moment clearly over, Carl sits back up on the side of the bed while straightening out my shirt. You found something? Raven's voice drifts faintly up the stairs. Carl and I look at each other. Hey, maybe we don't need to. You want to go check? Yeah, wait a sec. If it's nothing, I'll come back up and help you look around, alright? Okay. I'm kind of lost right now. Carl scoots off the side, and I can get off the bed. It takes a few minutes to get down the stairs on my stiff ankle. Once again to the kitchen, I'm confused with an odd scene. Jenna's halfway into a wood-burning stove, reaching into the back, probably up into the middle tube. What are you doing? She found something. Raven stands off to the side of the stove, bouncing on the balls of his feet. It's stuck. Jenna grunts as she adjusts herself, reaching in from a different angle. What is it? I hobble slowly across the room towards them. You need help? I realize he's talking to me, but I shake my head at the husky as I watch Jenna pull back and look into the opening of the stove. Goddamn thing shouldn't be that hard to get. Maybe I can help? But Jenna's already plunging her hand back in, hand sticking just out of the opening as she does. It seems to garner some success, and she smirks. Ha, got it. That's not good. It's bad music. Then her whole body jerks as she's seemingly yanked into the opening. Raven helps as Jenna grabs onto the side of the stove to keep from getting pulled in. Oh my gosh. Jenna! My voice rises in panic as I see her get yanked a second time. Raven automatically steps up next to her and grabs her arm. A third yank almost pulls him off his feet. I run over to help and wrap my arms around Jenna's waist to get a better grip. Another jolt, and I'm able to feel power of whatever has hold of Jenna myself. What's happening? I hear a thudding and rustling in the stove, like something's turning over angrily and repeatedly. The image of some kind of caged animal passes through my mind and sends a chill up my spine. No, you fucking don't. I look up at the fox and notice that she doesn't look scared at all. Instead, she looks pissed off, her lips drawn back in a snarl, teeth bared viciously. She's talking to whatever's in the stove. I feel the muscles in her body tense up and ring under my hands as she twists to get free. I look around her body at Raven. His face, in contrast, is a mere mask of horror. Raven. His eyes wide, snap to mine. Get a grip around her body, and he'll pull at the same time. He briefly lets go of Jenna's arm to lean down on the other side and wrap his arms around her waist. Okay, on 3. 1, 2. I note the ink, and suddenly Jenna's upper half is pulled into the stove. Into? I lose my balance and fall back on my butt, knocking my head against the metal stove. My eyes water, and I let go with one hand, desperately rubbing it at the back of my head, while I loosely keep a grip on Jenna with the other. Chase! Raven's actually sliding into the fireplace himself at this point. I try to get my bearings and pull myself back, up next to Jenna, but at that point, something big and bulky comes barreling into the room. Carl! Like, how big is the stove anyways? My vision clears just in time to see the big ram reach in for Jenna's body, practically pushing Raven aside. His horns clang loudly against the stove as he wraps his arms around Jenna's body and pulls back with all 270 pounds behind it. The fox emerges slowly, both of her arms still stuck in the stove, a determined look on her face. Carl lets go for half a second, lunging forward to grab both of Jenna's elbows. He yanks back again, letting out a strained grunt. As her wrists emerge from the stove, I get a glance at black tendrils wrapped around them before those tendrils suddenly disappear. Carl and Jenna are both launched back, Jenna getting cushioned landing on top of the ram as Carl lets out a loud wheeze. I hobble over to them, kneeling next to Carl as Jenna rolls off him, eliciting another grunt. She sits up while Carl continues to lay there, his eyes wide. You guys okay? Carl waves a hand at me, rolling over onto his side as he gasps breathlessly. Jenna sits next to him, holding her hands up. I can already see some nasty swelling under her fur, covering her wrists. I wince. Jenna, are you alright? I'm fine. She's not looking at her wrist, though. Instead, it's at the ash-smudged folded piece of paper in her hands. From the bits that aren't covered, I can see that the paper is yellowed and ancient-looking. Not at all like the clearly photocopied newspaper we'd seen earlier. Jenna looks at it, standing up. I hear her groan next to me and turn back to Carl. Don't go a day without getting beat up. I can't go a day without getting beat up. Didn't do be like that. I rub his shoulder as I look down at him, smiling. Wow, that was kind of heroic. Carl grunts as he sits up. Yeah, think so? Yeah. All at the last second, too. Carl rubs his knees. Would have gone here earlier if I hadn't tripped down the stairs like twice. He stares at the stove. What the hell was that? I look too into the yawning black hole and shiver. I don't know. It was all black and smoky, like what we saw before. Think he'll come out of there? I don't know, but we should probably close the stove. Raven suddenly steps in to lift up the stove door, twisting the handles to lock it. He helps as he does it, jumping back as soon as the deed is done. I chuckle, then look back at Carl. Over his shoulder, Jenna walks into my field of vision. The paper is open in her hands, and she's holding it over the candle. All at once, I realize what she's trying to do. I choke on whatever I'm about to say next, and leap up awkwardly on my injured ankle. Jenna! Luckily, Jenna's only about 5 feet away, and I practically fall into her, pushing her away from the candle. We both fall against the bench under the window. Jenna's hand smacks against my nose, bringing tears to my eyes. I yelp. I yelp and she pulls her fingers in, raking lines of fire down my nose with her claws. There's a pan in my ears, and I distantly register the drums have started up again. She twists out from under me and pulls away from the bench. Why the fuck did she get this strong? I numbly keep a grip on her wrists, and she spins, swinging me away from her. I lose my grip and stumble back, stepping wrong on my foot and re-bending my ankle the exact same way I did last time. I mean, if she sets that thing afire, isn't that good? I don't know. I mean, we tore the thing up last time, didn't we? I hope again, much more loudly this time, as it crumbles to the ground. Carl swears and jumps over me at Jenna. Wait! I try to grab him by one hoof, against passing over me, but I miss miserably. As I stand up, I hear ungodly, beastful snarling, as I look up to see Carl wrestling and kicking and scratching Jenna to the ground. That is fucking it. He pins her there, while she writhes under him, trying to scratch his face. Stop it, guys. Raven is still standing off to the side, his paws in his head, pulling at his ears. Poor husky guy. I crawl over to the writhing bodies, one eye wincing shut at each movement that sends a lightning bolt up my leg. I grab at Jenna's hands, forcing them down above her head. Jenna, stop. Jenna suddenly kicks one of her legs up between Carl's legs as he keels over her, or knees over her. Fuck! He crumples over on top of Jenna, lying on her legs as he tries to pin his thighs together. I look down into Jenna's face. Stop it! What the hell are you doing? Jenna snarls up at me, but it's softer this time. Her struggles die down a little, and after holding my gaze for about 10 seconds, she looks away. I relax my grip a bit, gasping as I try to rearrange my foot so that there's not so much pressure on my ankle. I don't know. I pull the piece of paper out from her limp fingers and push away from her, waiting to see if she'll come after me again. She doesn't, instead lying there, with her hands above her head, staring at the ceiling. Raven, still with his fingers twisted around his ears, looks over at me. Yeah? Take Jen upstairs. Take a nap. Or something. I think we need to be kept separate for now. As Raven hurries over to Jenna, Carl rolls off with a groan. Raven is easily able to coax Jenna up off the floor, and they head up the stairs, Jenna looking down the floor all the while. I scoot over to Carl, holding my breath as each drag sends another spasm through my leg. It's kind of funny how this game seems to go when it comes to time, because in the beginning it was like one day is about 15 minutes, and then this thing is definitely a lot longer than most of it, though I guess it has a lot more context. He's on his side, hands between his legs as he squints at the wall. Once he notices me, he looks at my ankle. Fuck, are you okay, man? No, I don't think so. I stepped on it wrong again. God damn it. What the fuck's her problem? It's okay. You're just gonna have to carry me again. Carl chuckles before letting out another, softer groan. What did I say about getting beat up all the time? Are you okay? No, she kicked me in the fucking balls. Which, if you know anything about rams, we have huge balls. I sit quietly for a moment, the pain in my ankle fading into more of a cold, electric sting rather than molten lava. What the hell is going on? Why would she try to burn it? Carl was quiet for a moment, then he looks at me again. You know, right? What? I could be wrong, since nothing makes sense here. What? You know, there's probably something to do with James and John. I rubbed the back of my head again, feeling a bum swelling up already. Didn't we already figure out what's going on? Or that's what's going on? I mean, with Jenna, you know how James was sort of talking to me? Yeah. Like, he told you what to find. Yeah. But I think something is talking to Jenna, too. John? Maybe. To make you guys fight? Aren't they lovers? Would there be a reason for John wanting this paper not to be read? Carl doesn't say anything, choosing to roll onto his back, and lay his hands out on either side of him. Yeah, I guess, did we read the first letter that catched on fire? Or was it the second letter that I guess we tore? Now that I remember it, we did read something. I looked down at the paper in my hand. Well, should I read this now or wait for the others? I guess we'll do it now. She might try something again. Alright, I'm gonna read it out loud then. Carl waves a hand in the air, indicating that I should go ahead. I scoot back against the wall so I can stretch my leg out, then start reading. My dearest John, I've been hearing terrible things lately. They say you've been accusing me of the most egregious monstrosities. Who are they talking about? John? And James is the ram guy. I do not believe them. In fact, I will not until I hear your words myself, or for myself. There must be some misunderstanding. Has one of my many political enemies pinned you against me? Are they using the missing native boys as a weapon against my campaign? I would not think that to be below them, but what concerns me most is you. Please visit me in my mansion. We must speak on this. I very much look forward to your company and believe that we can soon set this straight. Yours forever, James. That seems a bit intimate there. I look up at Carl. He looks back at me. So, what do you think that means? Carl rubs inconspicuously at his crotch. I guess something went wrong between James and John? Well, yeah, but what? It sounds like he tried to frame him, or something. I remember the newspaper clipping that had somehow gone up in flames. Hey, that paper article that burned up said something about a Masetta kid that went missing. So, native kids were going missing and John used it to get at James somehow? Maybe. We still don't know if John was doing it anyway. James doesn't seem to know either. I wonder if we'd have been better off if Carl had a bit of James in him right now. Oh, I guess this would be a thing where it's like, if we chose that other thing prior. I hope I chose right. At least then, I'd have a better idea of what is going on. Maybe. Then again, the situation is so volatile with Jenna. I'm kinda glad we don't have another ghost to deal with in Carl. I look at the ram, who's in the middle of pulling his waistband out to look at his junk. If James is still influencing Carl, somehow, then he isn't really showing it. You okay? Carl abruptly lets go of his waistband, and then snap back against his waist. Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. Are your balls okay? Carl smiles ruefully. They look fine, still kinda hurt. I think about making a joke about making them feel better, but that doesn't really feel appropriate right now. Oh, by gobbling them? I'm actually more worried about Jenna, and not just because she can beat me up. Yeah? It seemed that, at this point, Jenna isn't really Jenna anymore. Should we talk to her about, I don't know, resisting it? It worked for me. Look in the direction of the door, as a loud click emanates from it. Carl's long ears perk, as he follows my gaze. We both stare at it for a few seconds. Do you think? Maybe? Slowly, Carl gets to his feet, still a little bow-legged, and hobbles towards the door. Careful. I say, a little apprehensive that something might open it from the other side. Carl doesn't say anything and slowly shuffles towards the door, pausing in front of it for a few seconds. Slowly, he reaches out and rests a hand on the handle, then gives it a slight push. It shifts open a few inches. Carl looks back at me. I think we should get the others. Oh, is this the front door? I think the next episode might be a bit of a long episode. Unless we're doing something now. Though, I'd feel a bit more confident saving the rest of it for, later. I don't know, would have to think. So, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. Ooh, sorry that's a bit early, but it is what it is. I might want to get myself a cup of tea so I can drink it and then have to go pay later. So, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment. Guys, I like comments, things you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like being chewed and like to grow, then please like, subscribe, and share this epic grow. And please remember animals to help control the pet population. Sorry, I just kind of hurt my hand. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, then you can go to Patreon, where it's $3 a month. And until next month's week, me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. So thanks and see you.